What's up guys, welcome back to the Sound Design channel. My name is Lar and today we're going to be looking at this Pluck made in Serum, great for melodic techno. Let's have a little listen to it on its own. And then in Kontakt. Alright, so let's get Serum open underneath and we will make this from scratch. We'll grab the MIDI from here. I'll just show you really quickly. Just playing in the F minor scale. It's a very common scale used in melodic techno. And we're playing this kind of simple melody, starting on the root note, jumping up an octave, then playing on the D flat, working down a little bit, and then returning back to the F. With the melody, it is important to kind of return back to that root note, kind of resolves the melody nicely. So yeah, very simple melody. Let's go into the sound design. Okay guys, so this sound, the original sound, is taken from the Melodic Techno Academy. It's this preset called PL Agent. So if you guys just want to grab it and you don't want to remake it from scratch, then the link is down below. But yeah, we're going to make it from scratch. So here we have Serum. Alright, so to start things off, we want these spectral waveforms. I'm going to pick Monster 6. With this, we're going to add quite a bit of unison, 14 voices of unison, and then detune it a little bit there. With this, we're also going to drop it down an octave, and we're going to change the wavetable position to around the 50%. We can also change this, so we put it onto this waveform here, or this warping here. So this is basically just as modulating the waveform a little bit. See, it changes the tonality of it. And what we can actually do is get it so this is moving a bit. So we add like an LFO onto here. And we make this quite slow. Take it off BPM. Yeah, there we go. So it's constantly a little bit different. And right now this sounds quite buzzy and quite open, but we're obviously going to close it down. But what we want is that kind of rich harmonic. So that's what we have there. Okay, so then we're going to add this second oscillator here. And this one is going to be on this digital, and we want to go to distort F Wapper or whatever that is. And then we put this to 14 voices of unison as well. So it's going to be a similar waveform. Just listen to it on its own. Yeah, so it's going to be higher up in octave. This one we can change the waveform wavetable position as well. See, it changes it quite a lot. Around there is what we want. And then we're going to put this to this bend here, which is also going to change the waveform a bit. For this one, we can actually add a bit of random to this. So the way that we do that is go into the matrix, and then we're going to go to chaos, which is in Serum, it's like a random generator. Increase the amount a bit. And then we're going to go to oscillator B, and we're going to go to, I believe it's warp. Just check that. Yeah. So put it onto warp, and then this is going to be changing kind of randomly. And we can get it to go both ways. So, oh yeah, it is. Let's just increase it a bit more. Yeah, very small little change. And now I'll put this one back on. And then before we do the filtering, we're going to add one more oscillator. And this one's going to be a bit more stable. So we're going to pick a sawtooth, and then we'll bring it down an octave. So you see these two are very harmonically rich and almost a little bit digital. And then this is going to be adding like a nice stable sawtooth. There we go. All right, so now let's filter this. Make sure we're filtering everything. And then we're also going to make this a little bit weak. So we're going to allow for quite a lot of those harmonics to come through. Bring this down to around 20, 24. Bring the resonance up a bit, and then add quite a lot of drive and quite a bit of fat. Yeah. Okay, so now we need the sound to kind of pluck, which what we do is we go down here to the envelope 1, And we can have quite a short sound with quite a bit of release. That release is what's adding that dun dun. It's kind of sustaining the sound. Let's have it more plucky. And we can attach this to the amplitude of the sound. So let's go to envelope 1. And then we go to the global and amplitude and increase this. Which is just going to add a little bit more stab. And then we're going to go to envelope 2, quite similar, but a little bit more snappy, a bit more short, and quite a lot of release. And then we add that to the cutoff filter and just bring it to 12 o'clock or 34. Now we're getting that real punch. Okay, we can add a few more things to the cutoff filter, so like the velocity. When we add velocity, we want it to go both ways because we have velocity that's strong and weak. So if you're playing harder or weaker, it's going to make the filter react to that. And then same with the note here, we can have this on here. So that's just key tracking, meaning if we're working higher or lower on the keyboard, it's going to increase the cutoff amount. So if I go low or high, it's opening the sound up more. Alright, so now we're going to go to the effects, and for this we want to add this hyper dimension. Bring the mix down on the hyper, we're just adding a bit of this dimension. And let's just decrease the volume here because we're starting to distort. And this is kind of like doubling the sound up. Yeah, there's good. Let's add some distortion now. We're going to use the tape saturation. Bring the mix down. Bring the drive up, and we can also filter a bit here. Yeah, there's nice. And we're going to add a little bit of chorus next. Bring the mix down a bit though. Nice. So the sound is now moving around quite a lot. We've got a lot of width, a lot of unison, and it's kind of dancing around in my head if you've got headphones on. And then we're going to add some compression after that. With this compression, we can leave it actually pretty much where it is, maybe loosen the attack a little bit, but then bring the mix down so it's not going to be super strong. It's just slightly taming the sound. And then the last thing we want is the delay. And this delay is kind of optional, you might not really need it, but if you use it, just filter it a little bit here, and then put this on the 8th notes of a way, and then this on the 16th notes. You can choose whatever combinations you like, but this is quite a nice combination. And then with this, put the mix down and then bring this macro here. So we can choose the amount of delay we want on there. So if I just name this delay, and we put the feedback a bit higher. So then now if I increase this, so that's what you saw me doing in the intro. And it just gives it like a little bit of a different tonality, and obviously delays the sound as well. Good thing to do on like transitions and things like that. Okay, so that is the bulk of the sound. We can add one other little thing here if you like. And this can be a little noise oscillator. We can add this with this envelope 2. Bright white is also a nice option here. Which is adding that a little bit more aggression, which would work really well for like 32 notes. Right, you're getting that real aggression there. I'll just go into the processing. If you want to process it further, you could compress it a little bit. So a little bit more compression is going to help. Say when you add the delay, it's also going to compress that delay. So we'll just do a little bit of compression here. So quick release, a little bit of a loose attack. There we go, making it feel a little bit full. And then you can also EQ depending on how you're using the sound. You see there's quite a bit of low end here. You might want to just take that away. And you could concentrate more on these high areas. Maybe take this away a little bit as well. Okay, cool. Let's just hear it in context. Alright guys, I hope this was helpful and you enjoyed the sound design. I will catch you in the next video. Peace.